Welcome back to Living in Cape Coral. Dean here with eXp Realty. And if this is your first time on this channel, I encourage you to subscribe below, stay up to date on all the information real estate related here in Cape Coral, Florida. I've been coming to Cape Coral since 2001 on vacation, and eventually ended up making a move down here permanently in 2020. I haven't looked back since. My only regret is not coming down here sooner. This is an absolutely beautiful place to live. It's a great lifestyle if you like the heat, if you like the summer, if you like the sand and the beaches, of course. My team and I would love the opportunity to help you with a smooth transition down here to the Cape Coral area, whether that's 10 or 100 days from now, or whenever you're ready. Give us a call. Let's start that conversation and see where we currently stand with everything. So in today's video, actually would like to talk about is going to be land. Cape Coral is a big place. We have over 220,000 people live here. Now it's all perspective, right? Maybe to you 220,000 people is not a lot because you're from a big city. For me, that's a lot of people, and there's still a lot of room for growth in this area because it really is a big place. So if you look at the map and you start zooming in and zooming out, you start noticing there's a lot of vacant land still in Cape Coral. I would say about 40% of Cape Coral still is vacant. So it's just land that's been cleared. It's already parceled out. It's ready to go. And typically these lots are quarter-acre lots. So there's a few things you should know about land here in Cape Coral before you purchase anything. And I'm going to go over that with you today in this video. Talk about land and everything you should know.
All right, so for the starting off, I'm going to give you a tour of this Gulf access lot directly behind me. It's a cleared vacant lot in Northwest Cape Coral on Gulf access. So these are very popular lots. They're also the most expensive lots here in Cape Coral. And what makes them so special is that you can take your boat and put it on your backyard on the water and take it all the way up to the Gulf, all into the open water and do some incredible fishing. So you kind of save yourself the cost of having to put your boat in a storage facility or in a marina, or you don't have to bear those costs, versus you got the convenience of having a boat right in your own backyard. So let's take a look at this first lot here in Northwest and see what it's all about. All right, so when I say a cleared vacant lot, this is exactly what I'm talking about here. This lot is about 85 feet wide by 125 feet deep. And so the city has gone through and pretty much cleared majority of these lots, so that way you don't have that overgrowth of trees and just big shrubs. So it makes it very convenient, easy for you to be able to start that building process very quickly. Although you do have sometimes a little bit of overgrowth like that, but that's not very expensive to get removed. In fact, I had 2 lots last year that I ended up buying. They were adjacent to one another. They had probably a dozen trees on there, and I hired a company to clear both of those lots. It ended up costing less than $6,000. So it really wasn't bad. A lot of times when you hire a company to build your house, they're going to just remove that for you. So it really depends who you're working with, what they're willing to do for you. And in my experience, people are pretty flexible with that. So let me give you a tour of this lot right here. So this is a Gulf access lot here in the Northwest. And the Northwest has really been growing like exponentially. There's a lot of beautiful homes. So like on this street, for example, everything in the middle right there is what's considered dry lots. So those lots, in comparison, are going to be probably 5 times less in value just because they don't have the water in the back, versus a lot like this that does have city water. Well, it doesn't. That is on the water. However, it does not have city water or sewer. That's something that's not going to come to this area probably for another 5 years or so at least in this particular area. But there is plenty of Gulf access lots in Cape Coral that you can get city water and sewer, but they tend to be a little bit more costly, especially depending on the location. So the first thing, obviously, with land and with any type of real estate, anything real estate related, is all about location. And the closer you are to the open water, the more expensive the lot is. The bigger your lot, the more expensive it is. But also the other factor is going to be is how much water do you have in your backyard. So one of the things I like about this particular lot and why I wanted to give you a tour is this is on an intersecting canal. So from here to the other end, it's actually, I think it's over 300 feet actually. And it's just nice having this big body of water in your backyard. It's nice and open. Your neighbors are pretty far away from you. It's extremely peaceful. The other thing that I like about this particular lot is that it's hard to see from here, but there is a seawall right there. And I'm not gonna go past here. It looks like it's they have to come by and do some mowing on this lot. And by the way, the city maintains it. It's part of the taxes. So this particular lot, and not every lot has this, already has a seawall installed. So you wouldn't have to bear the cost of that. You wouldn't have to worry about the time frame. You can see that's the seawall right there. And this one was installed just in the last couple of years. These seawalls, to give you an example, now they give you the option of a 8-foot or 10-foot, and they range anywhere from $25,000 up to $30,000. Depending on the company that you're using and how soon they can get it done. Obviously, time is always a factor. So if you want it done much, much sooner, it's going to cost you more.
Absolutely important when it comes to the type of land that you're buying, because you want to be buying somewhere where you see yourself living. So that's the number one thing you should be looking for is the location. And the second thing you should be looking for is the distance to the Gulf. The closer you are to the Gulf access, the more expensive the lot is going to be. So this particular lot that I just showed you is currently listed at $250,000 for a Gulf access lot with a seawall in the northwest, no city water or sewer. So that means you would have to get a septic tank and a well installed as well. On average, the cost, from my understanding, for those two, about $25,000, but everything has gone up in price over the years, so it's probably a bit more right now. So from this lot out to the open water, you're probably looking at about 45 minutes. Okay, you got to take into account how fast you can go on these waters, and there's one bridge that you have to go under. So that's another thing you got to keep in mind as well. Now, if a lot does not have any bridge restrictions, then it's direct Gulf access, and those are going to be really expensive. Let's say you do not care for having a boat, you just love the Florida lifestyle, you love Cape Coral, and you're ready to start investing either in real estate for yourself or start building your dream house here in Florida. Well, you can get yourself a dry lot, which means no water in the back. If you're looking somewhere in the southeast or southwest, again, location is really going to make a big difference. The further south you are in the southeast and southwest, the more expensive the lots are. And typically they will range anywhere from $80,000 up to $150,000 for a dry lot. Now, the reason why those cost more is because they're going to have city water and sewer. Those areas have had the city water and sewer for the last probably about 15-20 years, and so a lot of them also don't have any assessment balance. So that's another thing you should be looking into if you're looking to land, because right now you can get fairly inexpensive lots in northeast and northwest Cape Coral around $34,000, $35,000 for a nice quarter-acre lot. A lot of those lots are getting hit with city water assessments, which on average right now are about $36,000. So that's something you should keep in mind. Now, that doesn't mean you have to pay that $36,000 assessments up front. That's spread into your taxes on a yearly basis and makes it affordable to actually be able to buy this land and have city water and sewer without having to really bear the full cost all at once. And lastly, for land, if you're considering buying land down here, there are restrictions, okay? And what I'm talking about restrictions is obviously going to be, zoning is the first one. You want to make sure you're getting yourself a residential lot if you're looking to build a single family home. These lots are specifically zoned, whether it's single family, duplexes, commercial, etc. So if you're looking for something like that, make sure you verify the type of zoning it is, especially the future use zoning. And lastly, what you really also need to be aware of is any protected animal species. And what I mean by that is there's gopher tortoises, there's burrowing owls, and there's eagle nests. So if you're buying a lot with some of those restrictions on there, be prepared to pay additional fees so you can actually remove those animals before you can start building your dream house. I hope this video has been helpful. So if you're considering buying land here in Cape Coral, give me a call today. And if you have any other questions, I'll be happy to go over those with you. And as always, thank you for watching. I encourage you to subscribe below, stay up to date on all the real estate here in Cape Coral. Have a great day.